Well, last month, Patricia Vallone brought us a two-part special report on the uptick of foreclosures in Maryland, particularly in Prince George's County. Since then, she's learned about a case of an alleged foreclosure fraud right here in the county. Tonight, she brings us that exclusive.
Last month, we reported on a growing local foreclosure crisis. Some foreclosures are the result of the recent pandemic. Others are from questionable loans suddenly becoming due now that there is more equity to cash in on. But today, we bring you an alleged case of outright fraud and how the homeowner is fighting to keep his property.
I went to the courthouse, I filled out the paper, told the judge, hey, listen, somebody's trying to take my house. And they just kind of just brushed it off, and it just started from there. It was just unraveling like strong arm. I've never seen anything like it in Prince George County.
It was just about a year ago when Robert Jones first started getting harassed about late mortgage bills, even though he knew his payments were up to date.
So they started showing up here. What was going on?
Coming to my house, the Ring cameras were going crazy. My kids were here. My son's licensed to carry. I'm like, hey, calm down. Hey, he said random people were coming to the house. They were trying to we don't even have a house address, so we're trying to figure out how they're figuring out where the house is.
More than a decade prior, Jones had refinanced a loan that he thought included his second mortgage. Now, 15 years later, notices of foreclosure are arriving in his mailbox, despite having never received a bill from that second mortgage company.
Hello, Mr. Jones.
Hi, Mr. Jones. Good seeing you.
Not knowing where to turn, he called upon two foreclosure experts to help.
When he was receiving all of these notices, the notice of intent to foreclose, he went to mediation, it was unsuccessful, and then they're moving forward sending him notifications that they're going to sell his property at foreclosure, and then that's when he reached out to me.
Jacobson spotted inconsistencies in the foreclosure paperwork right away, including Robert Jones's signatures.
And so this is the one that they forged.
Yeah, completely looks different. But fraudulent signatures weren't the only issue.
This was actually filed in land records, and you see the numbers up here, the LIBOR folio numbers. There's none here. And this they just call a deed of trust. Here somebody wrote in refinance. When a document is filed in land records, it has what's called a LIBOR, and a folio number, which is the section and the page number. Well, the document that they filed in the order to docket, that's supposed to be a true and accurate copy of the one filed in land records, did not contain a LIBOR folio number. And as I started to compare, I printed out the one from land records and I printed out the one from the order to docket. And there were so many things that were not the same.
With a long list of inconsistencies, the foreclosure experts immediately suspected fraud and filed a motion to vacate the foreclosure sale.
Under Maryland law, you can raise fraud at any time. So therefore, in the exceptions, we think it's a proper venue for us to do that at this time. It's one of the worst cases of fraud that Beth and I have seen in our entire decade or so together.
Robert Jones says this past year has taken an emotional toll on him, worrying if he will get evicted from his home.
I haven't had any sleep. My nights are reckless. I haven't been able to work. My schedule is off balance. My back is killing me because every time I hear any noises, I'm at the window, because here's someone who's been allowed by the Prince George County court system to take my house, strong arm, just come in, no paperwork, no nothing, all fabricated, and they hit the gavel and it's done.
After the dust settles and after hopefully we can save Mr. Jones's house, then there could be some offensive tactics that we would use in order to get him recovery of attorney's fees and other damages that he's mentioned.
Beth Jacobson says no other county in the state gives foreclosures a rubber stamp of approval without proper vetting.
The most egregious thing that we found was that the deed of trust was totally fabricated. And the court system, Prince George's County and every single court in Maryland, is supposed to have a screening system where there's a clerk that's supposed to look at the order to docket documents that come in and screen them. All they had to do was look at the deed of trust in this order to docket that was filed and look at the top and see that there was no LIBOR folio number, and they would know that that is not a deed of trust from land records.
If I didn't catch this, I would have lost my whole home, just like that.
Now, Robert Jones's case will be heard in Prince George's Circuit Court. No date has yet been set for the hearing. For CTV News, I'm Patricia Vallone.
And Patricia will continue to follow this issue and bring you any updates on this foreclosure crisis.